The time and place advertised for Lewiston City Council's regular meeting agenda, April 8th. First order of business, call this meeting to order. Second is the Pledge of Allegiance, and tonight we'll have Lewis Clark State College Early Childhood Development Associate Professors Darcy Peterson and Alicia Robertson lead us in the pledge, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Are you going to be the? I'm going to give it back to you.
Okay, now we'll go ahead and move on to item 3, which is citizen comments. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the council on agenda items or other items they wish to bring to the attention of the council. Citizens are encouraged to discuss operational issues in advance with the mayor, and in consideration of others wishing to speak, please limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Do we have any citizen comments this evening?
Just clarify, I'm horrible about talking in public, but my name is Jeff Dietrich. I'm a local business owner. Been in Nespers County, living here for about 20 years. We're the first group of people that are bringing in the tiny home village development over in North Lewiston. I own several properties on 29th Street North in Lewiston. We've invested over $2 million in just that one block. Okay, we're looking at investing about another $500,000 with all the development, streets, all the buildings. Bringing in 11 tiny homes. We are running into some issues with the tiny homes. I don't feel like it was adequately addressed for permitting or some other rules, regulations, and I'll quickly try and go through that. We're running into the problem where City of Lewiston is saying this is a commercial development where we need to have commercial everything. And I don't feel like that was the spirit of putting this in here. I felt like it was supposed to be affordable homes, affordable housing. And we started the project that way. But as we've gone along, we've been running into several codes, and it's not Idaho state statutes. I'm not trying to change the law or anything like that, but I think the way that we're dealing with the way Lewiston building and plumbing and mechanical is looking at that law and trying to interpret it to something that I feel it's not. I feel that when an Idaho state code has a provision for your plumbing and for your construction, that if you're building single family homes or duplexes, that you can do your own plumbing, you can do your own construction, you can do your own things as long as they pass Idaho's code, and we have building inspectors that check all that stuff. And each one of these tiny homes are individual homes. They're 12 by 24, tiny, literally 18 feet of plumbing in them. And we're having this issue to where now we're coming in having commercial people having to come in and do this plumbing and do this building. And the property owners on this, we are the property owners and we do our own building. I have several investment properties throughout Washington and Idaho. We're fully capable of doing this. We've done multiple, lot bigger homes. And I feel that Idaho state law does allow it. There's obviously exceptions, electrical and things like that. I think the changes to the Lewiston City Code to define these tiny homes as single family dwellings. Now they can still be in the same village and they can still follow under the other situations, but the single family dwellings would open up the code to where people can go in. I literally cannot change a toilet in these things without having a licensed plumber come in and do it. the way the code is wrote here, or way they're interpreting the code. Because there's more than two of them. If I build two of them, I'm fine. But if I build more than one, exactly the same one, I build three, it's all commercial. And it's all got to be permitted commercial. So that's my first issue, and I'm just going to try and quickly go over it because I know I only got a couple minutes.
Yep, Jeff, yeah, please summarize when you get a chance.
I submitted with the city of Lewiston basically some changes that I would like to see. I don't have time to read them off. But definitely the fees, how they're zoned as single family instead of a commercial situation for permitting fees. And change that into the building code. I also, one other thing I'd like to hit on is on the tiny building, the permitting fees for the plan reviews. It's one plan, 11 houses, maybe one fee instead of $7,000 in fees for one plan review. And possibly getting down the fees for the actual building codes. Because when they're coming out, they're going to be checking 5 houses, 6 houses at a time. It's not, it's not going to take them any less time than doing one house. I think that's all I have to say, but I'd like to bring that to your attention.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, sir. Any other citizen comments this evening?
Good evening, Council and President Kleberg. I am Lynn Johnson, the Library Director here at the Lewiston City Library, and this evening I would like to wish you all happy Right to Read Day, as National Library Week kicked off yesterday, but we didn't ask for another proclamation since it's been a busy 2 months. As you may know, House Bill 710 is awaiting a decision by the governor, but tonight I do not want to focus on that. I want to focus on the positivity that we have seen from our community, the many letters of support to our staff that we have received, and I just want you to know that we appreciate the community and that outreach. Not only have we heard from people through letters to the staff, we have also seen people in the community at outreach events who have shown their support to the library. I have to also, because we have a lot of people who've made this building what it is and this library what it is, I have to thank our volunteers who put in almost 4,000 hours of their time last year, contributing gas, time, driving almost over 2,000 books to homebound patrons in our community, putting on book sales, providing summer reading and programming, just a variety of things, time to help us purchase shelving, things like that. So we want to say thank you for the support of the community and that we do recognize that you are out there and that we do these things for you and make this a library that everyone is welcome in. Thank you.
Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Malik Pryor, and I do home care for a living. I work for Serengeti, and I was working at a nursing home for a while too, and have just wanted to get my concerns out there about the public transit, about some of these elderly people with walkers and them having to walk long distances, and my other concern that I've noticed lately too is a lot of young kids drinking alcohol and marijuana due to a lack of entertainment, and some of them I know really well and have even said, yeah, if we had more things to do, I wouldn't be smoking weed or I wouldn't be drinking alcohol too, and a lot of those people are definitely for the kind of change that, that I'm trying to bring to this valley, and so I definitely really do think it would be very nice to have more entertainment besides the limit that we currently have, especially because the ice arena is only opened on the weekends to the public, and then the aquatic center closes at 5 on the weekends, and then the library, I notice what time it closes too, and then a lot of these young people are like, what is there to go do? Nothing. And so it's like, then I've noticed it a lot of their money's just going to the weed shops because they're like, oh, I'm so bored, but, I just wish there was something else to go do besides that. And that's what I've noticed too. And that's why I come to the library a lot or go to the aquatic center, because when I'm not working, and I have noticed too that the older generation too is kind of suffering here because of the fact that without all that type of entertainment, you know, it's like I know that they'd love to have their families here too, but a lot of them it's like, sorry, grandma and grandpa, but this sounds too much of a retirement. I'm leaving. And way before my elderly friend Dolores passed away, she even told me that her son will never come back here to live, which was pretty sad on her. I bet that, you know, and the reason why is, yeah, because of the fact that we just don't have anything here, you know, that gives anybody a reason to want to stay here. So that's it.
Thanks, Malik.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
We're here today to accept a proclamation designating this the Week of the Young Child. And so I just would like to share a little bit of information to the community about, yes.
How about name and
Oh, you want my
city of
name?
residence?
My name is Alicia
For the
Robertson.
record.
Okay, Alicia Robertson, and I'm an associate professor at Lewis Clark State College for early childhood. And so I just wanted to share a little bit of information with the community about how important the early years are. While childcare is primarily for helping parents to go to work and go to school, it is also about helping children learn and thrive during a time in their lives when brain development is so rapid. Did you know from birth to age 2, children form 1 million neural connections every second? Every second. The science of early learning from birth to age 8 is complex. It's definitely not babysitting. Children who are able to participate in high-quality child care programs are more successful in elementary and secondary school. A higher percentage of those children graduate from high school and go on to college. Thus, they end up with a higher income to support their families, and those children also have better health as adults. So investing in early childhood is important, not just to the parents and to the children, but to our communities and to our society.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Have an open mic.
Hi, I'm Abby Woolery. I am the director of Kinder College at Lewis Clark State College, the daycare or early education center on campus. So kind of leading into what Alicia said, our childcare system is so important and so vital. These kids are our next generation. They are our next leaders, and it starts in early childhood. It doesn't start in kindergarten. We serve kids 6 weeks to 6 years old, and it starts there. We are cultivating, sorry, I wrote down some notes. I should probably read them. It cultivates a future workforce and again develops our nation's future leaders. Starting at 6 weeks old, we aren't just there babysitting. We're not just sitting on our phones watching them play. We are challenging them. We are providing them with education, sensory, music, math skills, reading skills to prepare them for kindergarten to be better off from day one. With that,
So I think this is a good step in the right direction to make it a little bit easier for people to do business in the city.
Thank you.
Council President,
Yes.
can you reiterate what some of the concerns, did you have concerns after we've cleared up misconceptions?
Yeah, and actually I should have mentioned that 2 weeks ago, we sent out a letter saying that this ordinance was going to be on tonight, and to all the daycare providers, and said, you know, you're welcome to come and give comments or give comments to us beforehand. We did not get any comments. We did have a few follow-up questions from the February 5th work session. Most of them were about current regulation. There was a little bit of misconception that if we license to the city, that you didn't have to follow all the state regulations. You have to follow all the state regulations no matter whether or not the city licensed the daycare or not. So we fielded some questions about that. We fielded some questions about what the price would be And in the case of that particular daycare, it was going to be $8 cheaper to go through the state. So we fielded questions like that, but we've really tried to be open to say, if you have comments, please come and tell the council what they are. We did not receive any from that letter. So, and we'll probably, there is a follow-up. Obviously, this is the first reading, so second and third, I believe, are on April 22nd.
So if you have concerns, email the counselors. We'll have it. And so that way we can make
Yeah.
sure we address that before the final reading.
We've tried to be very open about it. We had that work session where folks were able to come and we answered their questions, knowing that an ordinance change does not take a public hearing. So we've really tried to be, help people understand what the change is.
Awesome. Thank you.
Order?
You need a motion?
Yes.
Oh, is it already made? Sorry, it's just been too long.
Do we have a motion?
Sorry.
The final now. Final
Okay,
countdown.
no further discussion. We'll take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Approving the first reading of ordinance 4914, an ordinance of the city of Lewiston transitioning childcare business licensing to the state licensing authority for childcare and preschool facilities whose city-issued business licenses have expired, and new childcare and preschool facilities who operate on or after October 1, 2024, amending section 21-1D of Lewiston City Code, amending section 21-24 of Lewiston City Code, providing that a city-issued business license will not be required for childcare businesses obtaining a state-issued childcare license, preserving the applicability of other code restrictions, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, Clerk Brockie. We'll go ahead and move on to the item 2, second and third readings of ordinance 4910. This is considering amending section 36-152 Lewiston City Code to amend existing definitions, amending section 36-153 paren B paren 16 relating to specific prohibition of wastewater temperature, amending section 36-159 relating to wastewater discharge permit requirements, amending section 36-160 relating to reporting requirements for dischargers, amending section 36-166 relating to notification of violation and administrative adjustment, amending section 36-167 relating to show cause hearings, amending section 36-171 relating to upsets, amending section 36-174 relating to non-exclusive remedies, enacting section 36-176 relating to affirmative defenses to violations, and providing an effective date. This is an action item. Director Johnson, do you have anything to add?
Council President, for a motion,
Motion is in order.
I'd move to combine the second and third readings and waive the third reading in full of ordinance number 4910.
Second.
Motion is made, Counselor Lidkey, seconded by Counselor Foreman. Further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That motion passes.
I'd also move to approve the second and third readings of ordinance number 4910.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes.
Counselor Lidkey.
I owe Chief Cusick solid, and so if Director Johnson, if I could ask you a question since it's your birthday.
Your birthday?
Do we all sing happy birthday?
I'd like you to explain the difference between slug and sludge.
The slug, like when you punch someone, the sludge is when you're slow at it.
Good evening, Public Works Director Dustin Johnson. A slug and a sludge. So sludge is a byproduct of wastewater treatment. So you will hear anything from sand particle, which comes out sometimes as thick as a sludge. So that is the use where a slug talks about a slug load. So a slug load would be something, a processed water that could disrupt our treatment plant or the collection system. So sludge could cause a slug load. Is that adequate?
Perfect, thank you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
On the count of 3, guys.
Okay, so motion's been made in a second.
Have to vote on
Oh,
it.
it's a voice vote.
Oh, I thought we already voted that one.
All those in favor say
Aye.
aye. Aye. Opposed? That motion carries.
Approving the second and third readings of ordinance 4910, an ordinance of the city of Lewiston amending section 36-152 of the Lewiston City Code to amend existing definitions, amending section 36-153B16 relating to specific prohibition of wastewater temperature, amending section 36-159 relating to wastewater discharge permit requirements, amending section 36-160 relating to reporting requirements for discharger, amending section 36-166 relating to notification of violation and administrative adjustment, amending section 36-167 relating to show cause hearings, amending section 36-171 relating to upsets, amending section 36-174 relating to non-exclusive remedies, enacting section 36-176 relating to affirmative defenses to violations, and providing an effective date.
Thank you, clerk. Okay, so we're gonna move on to item 3. Adoption and approval of ordinance summaries. This is concerning ordinance 4910. This is an action item.
I would move to adopt ordinance number 4910, approve the related ordinance summary, and approve the related ordinance summary.
Second that. Is there any discussion? Clerk Rocky?
Council President Kleberg,
Aye.
Councilor Schroeder,
Aye.
Councilor Forsman,
Aye.
Councilor Lidkey,
Aye.
Councilor Klein,
Aye.
Councilor Spiegelmeier.
Aye. Motion passes. We'll move on to item 7, which is moot. Item 8, unfinished new business. City councilor comments. Do we have any this evening?
Counselor.
Councilor Ford.
They talked earlier today about early child development and the importance of it. I, for one, used to work in daycares before moving on to Schweitzer Engineering. And I know the importance of it. My child was ahead of the game once he got to kindergarten because of how much they instill education in that. They don't just watch them and let them run around like feral children. They're teaching them things or trying to get them exposed to early reading and math. And I've firsthand have seen the importance of it. And so again, they are not just babysitters. They are there to instill a long life foundation for our children to go through. So I appreciate all of our daycare workers, and I, for one, would be lost without having quality daycare for my children and knowing that they are safe in valuable hands. So I want to thank them. And last Tuesday at my police academy for citizens, I got to watch people get tased. I did not participate. And especially after seeing them get tased, I did not participate. Kudos to those who did. But yeah, definitely was not something that I thought was necessary. But again, watching what they go through and the decisions they have to make under the circumstances and think so quickly is astonishing to me. I'd probably think everybody was an enemy and probably shoot everybody just because they're coming at me. But they have to make those split decisions, and it's definitely admirable. So I just wanted to share on that, and I have several more weeks of it, so I'll be able to share some more hopefully as we go along, so.
Yes, Counselor Schroeder.
Thank you. I'd like to, we started and I'd like to help finish, that we need to really continue supporting our library and our librarian director, Lynn, and we need to continue supporting. It's not over yet. We've got a long time to go on this, and I just really appreciate all those people that have commented and the volunteers that are here doing, and so I can't thank you enough. So, thank you.
I get that.
Counselor Lickey.
Just to add to that, Director Johnson, I would tell you that pieces of legislation will come through. Nothing is ever set in stone, so even if it goes through, I know that you will continue to provide a great library experience for all families and parents that have concerns. I have no doubt of that, and I want to commend your staff. I was in observing my staff the other day, and there was children that were unattended, and I felt like we provided a very guided experience for them to ensure that they were not exposed to material that might not be in their best interest. So, well done.
Anything else? Speaking of the early child care, stuff like that, I also encourage people. I don't want to, people think I'm talking crazy, but I read to both my kids when they were still in the womb. There's no doubt in my mind it made a difference in their young lives. They're ready to finally go to, some child care. Both of them become very successful in their professions. I'm proud of both of them. Took one a little longer to figure it out than the other, obviously, but kind of like their dad. But anyway, I think it's a very important thing that people sometimes don't really pay a whole lot of attention to. And little kids' minds are very formable, and I just encourage people to take the time, make sure they read to the kids, and do what they can to help them out in the early days. Move on to city boards and commissions. Updates, do we have anything that's important? Yes, Councilor Schroeder.
I want to say again, in case someone didn't hear me the last time, Public Works Day is May 23rd, 9 to 2 at the fairgrounds. So all you grandmas and grandpas, go get your little kitties and bring them, and you'll have a delightful day. And so it's, don't forget, put it on your calendar. Also, one other thing, if I can do both.
Yeah.
Okay. On our, where is it? Anyway, yes, April 30th is the last day you can comment on this, and it's out in our library tonight. So I'm very excited to see all the people that were participating, but we need everyone's participation up until April 30. So find a place, check on the city website. And then one other thing that we're doing on Public Works Advisory Commission is we're looking at traffic flow roundabouts. Traffic calming, yes, I'm sorry, I'm not sure where my note went, but traffic calming in April. So that's something that's on our purview. I think I'm through.
Okay.
Council President. At the Historical Preservation Commission, they're wanting me to remind the public that Saturday, May 11th at 11 a.m. location Tutorial Historical Campus for the Orchid Award. They'll have some, I believe, snacks or sandwiches, and the little ceremony and talking about it and honoring the buildings that got the presentation and their award. So again, that is Saturday, May 11th at 11 a.m.
Anything else? Okay, mayor comments. Well, he's not here, so we'll pass that one. Agenda topics, is there any agenda topics anybody wants to be brought forward? Yes, Councilor Klein.
I just
at this point, do I need to make a motion to add an agenda item to?
Sure.
I move to have direct staff to update us on the Bryden expansion at the May work session on May 6th. I'd like to know what kind of alternatives that have been looked into and any thoughts on rerouting traffic to Burl or burying underground lines. I know that citizens had major concerns about the project when I attended the open house, and we had questions that never got addressed. So I'm sure other people didn't have their questions addressed as well.
Second.
Is that enough? We have a motion and a second. Is that enough time, Dustin, for Mays? Okay. Okay. Then we have a motion and a second. Session, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Any others? Okay, it brings us to item 9.
I move to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Thank you very much.